So we're back again, and I spared you guys a whole lot of grinding. A whole lot, because we've been doing nothing but videos of welding and grinding on this thing. So we're pretty much ready to put this thing back into service. Now I didn't do the final grind with the belt sander yet. I want to work this. I mean, it's pretty good for doing this, finishing it off with a 36 grit flat disc. It's actually really flat feeling. I have one spot right about there that's a little higher. But so what we're going to do, we're going to let this thing work harden for a while. We're going to use it for quite a bit, and then we'll dress it off with the belt sander. You know, I'm finding out that those Diablo belts on this works phenomenally well. Now these edges aren't exactly perfect. They look pretty good, but you know, I've got a couple little voids here and there, not too many. But here and there is one, but it's not too bad. Now, I'm not doing the big radius on this because I'm not relying on the edges of this anvil for fullering. But what I do need these edges for is to laying out handles and draw knives and stuff like that. For major fullering, we're going to be using the guillotine tool. So, I just want to get, before I put this back on its stand, I just want to knock that sharp edge down just a little bit. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. Good enough. All right, we're going to get this back on the stand. I got to drive that little piece of copper out of there, clean up the hardy hole just a little bit. But if you guys remember, this from here all the way up to here was missing on this plate. So we had to rebuild this from here all the way down to there. It went from nothing to probably 3/4 of an inch over here. And I'd say that came out really well. That edge is good and hard. The only void I have left in there is right there. I just got to the point where I said I've done enough welding on this. I really don't want to do any more. But we were able to fill these edges in really nice and blend them. I'm actually really happy with the way that came out. So we have a nice top. We are not sanding this down to a mirror finish. You do not want that on your anvil. So, but anyway, we are nice and flat in here. So, all right, I'm going to put this thing back together, and we're going to get it over, and we're going to be getting the forge going because I got to try this thing out. You watch the old man break his damn back.
Sure.
You ever wonder why everything has to be heavy? Well, that'll work. I think I just lost something, maybe two somethings. What do you think?
Maybe.
Oh, never mind. It's going to get loud. That? everybody, there's our finished anvil. That makes me happy. Now I'll do the final, I'm going to use it for a while before I do a final sanding with the belt sander. But I gotta be honest with you, it's plenty smooth enough, it's plenty flat enough. Actually a huge, huge difference in trying to forge something out on that surface. Maybe it's wishful thinking, but I almost feel like I've gained a little more rebound in it than what I had before. And that could be because the hard surfacing rod is a little bit of a higher rock wall rating than the anvil itself. So anyway, awful good to have that thing in service. Awful good to have the edges nice and crisp. We put a very tiny radius on them. As I said earlier in the video, I really don't plan on doing any fullering or anything like that on the edges of this anvil. I use the edges more for laying out handles and things like that. And now I don't have a completely sharp corner on there because that bites into the work a little too much and it's hard to get those out. So anyway, coming up, we're going to be making dies for the guillotine tool. We're going to start getting into, be honest with you folks, we're kind of there. I've got to get the grinding situation figured out a little bit better, but with what I have here, I can get going. I get some better belts for my little 1x30 belt grinder, 1x32 or whatever the hell it is. But anyway, that's her. I will put together a total overview video of this. So it'll be a condensed version of all the videos on this one put together, and then we can get that out there. Usually those end up going a little bit nicer. I put a little more, I kind of get the best cuts in those and throw it out there. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you on the next one.